Okay, students, land and water forms. Land and water forms is related to our culture subject, and further it is related to geography. Geography is also a part of our cultural exercises, and through this exercise the child will come to learn about the geographical feature of our earth. Okay, that is land forms and water forms. I am going to give you all points related to land and water forms. Land and water forms includes island, lake, okay, then bay, cape, gulf, peninsula, strait, isthmus. These are different land and water forms. Presentation, you have to give the child, you have to make the child familiar with two land and water forms. Okay, if you are taking one land form, okay, with that you can take its opposite water form. Okay, because these are opposite to one another. Lake is a water form, and then island is a land form. Okay, and in one presentation you are taking one from land form like island and one from water form like lake, because these are opposite to one another. So in one presentation we can take the child for giving him presentation related to island and lake. Later on we are going to add difficulties in this work, and we will give the child more difficult, then more difficult, again and again. You will give the child two land. After mastering lake and island, this one is lake, this one is island. When the child has mastered these water and land and water forms, then you will give the child the next land and water form. The child mastered the concept of lake and island, you will give the child to master the concept related to bay and cape. Okay, then you will give the child next two land and water forms in the next third presentation, and in that presentation you will give the child the concept of peninsula and gulf. Okay, peninsula with gulf you will give the child in third presentation, and in the fourth presentation you will give the child the concept of strait and isthmus. Strait with isthmus will be given in the fourth presentation, because all these are the opposite to one another. Okay, place these two for one presentation. Next I will give the child this one, next to that, next to that. Okay? Age group of this exercise, age group of this exercise is 3 years onwards. Okay, 3 years onwards you can start the work with the child, starting with easy land and water forms which are lake and island. Later on you with increasing age group of the child you can give the child more difficult land and water forms. Okay, and this is about the age group of this exercise. 4 to 4.5 years. At the age of 4 to 4.5 years you can give the child name slips related to these land and water forms. Okay, and then the child will read the name slips, and he will match the name slips with the relevant land and water form. Okay, and that will be done for reading purpose, but after the age of 4.5 years, or around the age of 4.5 years, you can start the work with the child related to reading of name slips and matching with the cards. And now as I am going to start with the child, here I am placing these two in the easiest one. These are the easiest land and water forms. One is lake and the other one is island. This is island and this one is lake. And how you are going to start give the child presentation? Keeping in the tray, you are placing here, the child is sitting on your left side. Okay, after that you are going to take out these two here out of the tray. One you are going to place here in front of you. You are going to feel it, and after feeling the whole area that has been pasted with the help of zero grade sandpaper, okay, you are going to feel this whole area and you will tell the child this is land. This is land and this is water. Land and this is water. A small body of water that is surrounded by land is called lake. Okay, now you will give the child to feel it like you. The child is going to feel it, and while feeling, you will say the child, a small body of water that is surrounded by land is called lake. Then you are going to move it to the top side. Next you are going to place this one here, and now you are going to feel the land area. Okay, and then you will tell the child, a small body of land that is surrounded by water is called island. This is island. Okay, now feel it. The child is going to feel this land area, and then he will also feel this one, that is water, and you will say the child, when the child has done feeling of both areas, then you will tell the child, a small, say with me, small body of land surrounded by water is called island. Okay, then you will place it here. Now you can again repeat with the child in the naming step of 3-period lesson. This is lake, island, lake, island. Would you show me island? The child can point out. Okay. You can even change the position of these cards. Can you show me lake? The child will point out this one. Okay, nice. Now you can ask the child questions related to recall period. Okay. What is this? Would you tell me? The child will answer, this is lake. Would you tell me what is this? The child will answer, island. So, using 3-period lesson, you will make the child learn the concept of lake and island. Okay, later on when the child has done this exercise with you, on some other day you can give the child natural pictures or the original pictures related to any land or water, any land, lake or island, to give the child the real impression of these also. Okay, so it is a presentation related to lake and island.